What's up, you wonderful folks of FFS? It is I, Sean FFS. This is my end of season review, and my also I'm gonna do my semi-fantasy transfer strategy going forward for the season 2021-2022. Shout out to everyone who's been doing the locker room sessions with me, and I'm gonna ask myself the same questions I asked you. So, how did I feel at the start of the season? Well, with the FA Cup win, I thought it's kind of like papering over the cracks. Arteta, I've made very clear, is not the guy I wanted to have the job, but I understand the board really, really wanted him because they pursued him before he went to City. So for me, it was more about what can he do as in terms of weeding out some of the deadwood and starting to implement what kind of style or what kind of philosophy he has. And he's agreed with the board to go forward for the club, since we need some kind of reinvigoration or reshape since the whole Wenger era. It hasn't really worked out. I thought letting go of Unai was a bit suspect. I thought not going for Ancelotti didn't make any sense. However, maybe they knew that he'd be the type of person to do what he's done, which is move on to Real Madrid. So maybe he was always going to treat a Premier League club as a stopgap. Who knows? There's not so many good managers out there right now, so there's a lot of leapfrogging going on. However, they went with Arteta, and for me, it was all about, okay, you're going to have to die on some sort to let it be your own. Try to figure out what players you want, what players you think you can use to implement your system, and the rest of them, please get rid of them. At least that way, if everything goes belly up, then at least you know that you tried your philosophy, and hopefully the board will back him and not do this whole army chest of 40 million and that we used to hear under the Wenger time and also under the Unai time. So I thought the best thing we can do is maybe hope to not fall too far behind and try to get into the Europa. I think Europa level is exactly where we belong. So I don't think we're better than some of the clubs in the Champions League. I don't think we're better than the clubs qualifying for the Champions League in the Premiership right now. So Europa League is our level. So let's see if you can have a good run in Europa League and get back in there, hopefully win it. And during that process, get rid of the players that you don't want. So that's what I was hoping for Arteta. How did I feel at the end of the season? I feel, bearing in mind that he didn't really have his team, semi-final in the Europa League, I think we finished 9th. He got rid of a few players. He sorted out the whole Ozil situation, or that was sorted out. So now we can push on and maybe deal with more of the deadwood and start bringing in his players. So I think he did really well, as a stopgap season in the transition that is the Arteta era. So, the football wasn't that great. I must admit, this season I probably missed more games than I have in a while, as in terms of watching them in full. But no, I was content. I think exactly where we are is where we pretty much should be. I think had certain people like even though Pepe had a good season, but even if he had a better season, or if especially Aubameyang, who is the tip of the spear for us, if he had a usual season for him, I think we probably would have finished a little bit higher. But everybody's allowed to have a dip in form, and he's had his. So, yeah, I think where we finish is pretty much fair. If I can speak to Arteta and say anything to him directly, if we had a private cup of tea, I would tell him to please don't try to... I think he should really try to focus on Arsenal as in how they are right now, and try to change the players, bring in the players he wants, but this whole thing of maybe we should be performing like a big club, because we are a big club, and we are, but we have been usurped. So I don't want him to go out there risking making insane kind of transfers, and if it backfires, now we find ourselves in an even worse position. I would like us to have the kind of approach like maybe Dortmund has, when they try to get certain players at a certain age, knowing they're gonna like leave, build them up, move them on, because we can't get certain players to and hold them for long. PSV do the same. Ajax breed their kids, so I mean it's different. They have a really good academy, but I just think we should be operating a little bit more like them, instead of trying to just fire our way back into the top four or into contention. We can't do that. We're not United, and we're not Pool, and we're not City or Chelsea. We can't do it. So we're gonna have to go through a period of bringing through a generation and finding young players around, like 23, 24, and having in mind that they're gonna be a little bit rough around the edges, some of them, but build with them and knowing that they're gonna go at some point. I think that should be our approach, and I think he should focus more on that than trying to find that really next big buy and then try to buy that person and think they're gonna propel us back to where we are. We need a little bit more depth, and I would rather have the quality more consistent across the depth of the squad than have like really like super marquee signings. I don't think we'll be able to hold on to them, and I think it could jeopardize us going forward. So that's what I'll say to him. Third question that I was asking, well, fourth, what I think going forward, how do I feel? I feel if he gets the backing on the board, I think we have a good opportunity to build on last season. I think we have a lot of players that we really should put our arm around rather than get rid of. I think there's some like tough decisions to be made, as in terms of who to let go because of the contract situations. I hear a lot of people asking for Oba to get sold if we can. I'll get onto that later. I'm slightly positive is what I'll say going into the next season. Tactically, he has surprised me a few times. However, whether I trust in the process, I think we could have a better manager, but we've stuck with him, and I'm starting to get used to him being in that position. And at the same time, I've been calling out for more like fresher faces when it comes to jobs, managerial jobs. I don't want to see the same like rotation over on, like Ancelotti goes there, Ancelotti goes there, and Spalletti goes there, and Spalletti goes there, and Gattuso loses his job one day and gets another job. Like, I mean, Gattuso is more of a fresh face, but I guess whether I trust the process, no, but I hope he gets the backing he needs, and I hope he makes the right decisions for his career and for the club. So I'm slightly positive going forward. Let's jump onto the team. So, right, I got my little notes here, and I'll go through it as quick as possible to make this a shorter video for people to digest. So, in goal, we've got Bernd Leno, Runnar Runnarsson, and Dejan Iliev. I think Iliev has been let go now. It says he's contracted to 2022, but I think we've let go of him. Bernd Leno, our first choice goalkeeper, and then Runnar Runnarsson, who was our second choice. We picked him up last season. Haven't seen too much of him. From what I've seen, doesn't really look like the type of... I mean, he's still 26, which some people say is young for a goalkeeper, but some of the mistakes he's making as a 26-year-old, I wouldn't expect him to make. However, could be nerves. It's a big club. Leno, talks about Leno saying he wants to leave. He's contracted to 2023. I say we put him up for sale. If he wants to go, that's fine. Tell him start looking for a club. Tell clubs we are accepting offers, and let's not have him run down his contract. So let's see what we can get for Bernd Leno. I'll be happy to to part ways with him. I think he's been a solid goalkeeper for us. I think if it wasn't for him, especially last season, when I mean last season, I mean the 2019-2020 season, we would have fallen. I think since the whole Unai Emery saga, I think we probably would have fallen a little bit more by the wayside if he hadn't had saved us so many times. So I've got no problem shaking his hand and telling him, hey man, go back to the Bundesliga or go wherever you want to go, and peace be with you, my guy. So I say put him up for sale, see what we can get from him. He's 29 years old, signed to 2023, hasn't established himself as a German number one, but it's hard to, and you got Neuer there, and they have and Ter Stegen. They have a lot of goalkeepers. I feel sorry for him because he's never really going to lock down that position while they're still there. But he is a solid goalkeeper, and he's better than a lot of people think. And I think, yeah, as I said before, we would have been in a lot of trouble if we didn't have him. A keeper I think we should look towards bringing in. I have two choices. First one is Alex Romero at Real Sociedad. He's 26 years old, and he signed it to 2023, so I don't think they could ask too much money for him. We might be able to negotiate something there. He's a goalkeeper. I think all these players that I'm naming are people I would like our club to consider. That's it. It's as simple as that. Just look in that direction, do the due diligence, and if it's a worthy buy, it might work out to be something. That's as far as I can go as a fan. None of us are experts in them. I'm surely not. But the person I want us to really consider over, I mean, Alex Romero is one, yes, but over him, I'll put Stefan Ortega Moreno, who plays at Bayfield in the Bundesliga. He's 28 years old, so he's coming into the really good mature age, and he signed to 2022. So, I mean, they're going to have to stick or twist or something. I think coming in for a decent offer, we should be able to secure his services. And yeah, he's one to look out for. If you don't know, if you don't watch the Bundesliga, check him out. He had a really good season. And yeah, I like him. Onto defense, I'll start at right back since I got my favorite player there. Hector Bellerin. Same thing with Leno. Let's see what we could get for him. Put him out in the market. He's 26 years old, one of our homegrown players. So we need to pay attention with the homegrown players. You have to register 8. If they're under 21, you can register as many as you like. But we need to look into that because he has been one of our homegrown players for a long time. 26 years old, signed to 2023. He's never been good enough for me. Never. I can't tell you my favorite season from him. I just can't. So yeah, sell him, please. We can get better as a defensive right back. We can get better as a right wing back. We can just get better, please. No disrespect to you, Bellerin. Do your thing. Do your modeling. Play your football. Live your life, man. But, you know, we should get better. Cedric Soares, he's 29. He signed till 2024. I mean, I think we're stuck with him. It would be nice. Put him up. See if we can get someone coming on offer. That would be sweet. Yeah, maybe he might just have to stick around for backup. It's only too much. There's only so much surgery we can do in one season, so we might have to hold on to him. I didn't like when we played on left back. I think that exposed him. That's not his position. I think a couple times when he played as right back, he put in a decent performance. I wouldn't say he's horrible, but he's definitely not a starter. But if we can have him coming in for the last 10 minutes or second half and stuff, just to give some rest to the number one, then I mean that's what squad players are for. So he's definitely a squad player for me. If we get some money for him, that's fine. But if not, we might have to just get used to seeing his face around a little bit more. As in terms of the players that we can get in, this is the second season of asking. I'm gonna say Zeki Silik from Lille. He's 24, Turkish guy, signed to 2023. Now I asked him last season. He didn't even try, I don't think. Now his club has just won the Liga title, so and he's gonna be playing Champions League. I don't think he wants to come to Arsenal now. I'm sure we could offer him more money than they're paying him, but we haven't got European football. It's a step down in a way, as in terms of the level of football he'll be playing at with the Champions League. So I'm not too sure. Of course, we probably could, really up his wages, but it's a shame. I think we should have gone for him last season. He's definitely a talent to look forward to, and we'll see. But seeing that we don't get him, or if we don't, even try, another player I think we should look at is Denzel Dumfries from PSV. He's 25 years old, signed to 2023. So I'm mentioning when their contract signed to because it has a bearing on, well, it has some, and in some cases a lot of bearing on whether you can even get a deal or not. Some players are signed to 2025. That just shows the club that they probably might have a high release clause or whatever. So that's why I'm naming how long they're signed to the club to, for those of you who may be asking yourselves that question while I'm reading out all these players. So Denzel Dumfries signed to 2023. He's 25 years old at PSV. I think we should have a look at him. I think that's an instant improvement on Bellerin. Another player will be Ruben Aguilar, plays for AS Monaco. He's 28 years old, signed to 2024. So that's a tricky one there, because that will be probably his last chance of a big move at his age. So, and signed at 2024, they probably ask for like stupid money, but he's a decent player. It'll be nice to look at him. You never know. At left back position, we got Sead Kolasinac, who's going to be returning from loan at Schalke. Give me a sec. 27 years old, signed to 2022. Let's see what we can get. Maybe you could use him as a part of a trade for another player, a transfer deal for another player. But if I had a choice, I would probably, I can live with, I could almost live with Cedric being backup for like a top signing as a right back, or a decent signing as a right back. But I can't live with Kolasinac in some way in my head as being backup. I would rather just sign 2 left backs. No, I would rather sign another left back to push Tierney. I don't think Kolasinac will do that. It's not even a bad player, but something about him, I just think his head's gone in terms of playing for Arsenal. So I would rather us get rid of him if we can. And if we can't, just sell him straight out, probably loan him and bring someone in, or try to use him as part of the transfer. For instance, you could probably use Kolasinac, who, if he stays at, say, Schalke, maybe there's a player there called Malik Thiaw, centre back. Maybe we can work something out with that. 19-year-old, really good player. I'm going to mention him later on in Defenders, but he's an honourable mention. So players we can consider as in terms of the left back position to bring in. I'll leave my favourite to last. The first one, Marco Friedel, plays for Werder Bremen, just got relegated, signed to 2023, and he's 23 years old. I think it's a good age to bring him in. Really solid player. They just got relegated. I mean, anything from, apart from the second Bundesliga is an upgrade. I'm sure he will be able to, help us out, and I'm sure he'll want to come, and I'm sure it won't cost the world. Another player, this is the second season of asking, Faitou Mouassa. He plays for Stade Rennais in France. He's 22 years old. He's more of a left wing back. He's solid, but he's really, really good going forward. Signed to 2022, and he's 22 years old. Second season asking for this guy to get a look in at Arsenal. I think he would really push Tierney, and I think he's a better dribbler. I think his delivery is slightly better. I think Tierney has him on strength, but he has Tierney on speed. I just think he's a really, really good talent. I hope his career goes from strength to strength, but at the moment right now, I think he's really a solid left back for the future, and I wish him all the best. I hope we, give him a look in. But the number one person I would like us to have a look in, and I think would not push Tierney, but might even replace him, is Borna Sosa, Croatian, for VfB Stuttgart. He's signed to 2025 though. He's 23 years old, signed to 2025, but Stuttgart have money problems, and I just wish we can put in something from it. I think this guy's delivery as a left back, left wing back also, or even left wing forward, for his height, his pace, his dribbling ability, his delivery is insane. It's just insane. He could ping it from anywhere, and he likes to beat the player, likes to tackle. I mean, he covers the whole left spread. So shout out to Stuttgart fans, but I want your guy. And let's jump on to centre backs before we jump into the midfield. Right now we've got William Saliba, David Luiz is gone, Callum Chambers. Again, we have to bear in mind this homegrown thing. We're gonna have to hold on to certain players that we don't want. Konstantinos Mavropanos, Pablo Mari, Rob Holding, homegrown, Gabriel. Way too many centre backs. I think Saliba is one of these players that we need to put our arm around. He has to get a chance, even if he's a third choice. He should get a chance. Chambers, got no time for him, but we might have to hold on to him. Homegrown. Mavropanos, maybe we could use as he had a good season at Stuttgart, but maybe we could use him as part of the deal. Maybe part of a deal for Sosa. Mari, from what I've seen of him, no really major complaints apart from I think he's kind of slow. But it's good to have someone that big in defense, especially on set pieces. 27 years old, Santos for 2024. I mean, I think he knows he's a squad player. If we can get some money from him, that'd be decent. But I just don't see that happening. But I would definitely listen to offers if I was Arsenal. Could be a nice little flip for how much we paid from him. Rob Holding, he's done well. He's better out of the two English centre backs we have. He's done well when asked. I don't think, at 25, and he signed us to 2024, I don't think he's going to get so much better. I don't know. I just don't think so. I think we've seen the best of him. However, a couple of seasons ago, we were looking at Stones a type of way, and then now Stones has kind of like reinvigorated his career. So maybe that could happen to Holding. I will still hold on to him, barring the punt. Gabriel, he's supposed to be the main guy. We're supposed to be finding a partner for him. Of course we have to stick with him. Been a tough season, first season for him. I think next season he should come on better, but I think what he needs more than anything is a real solid partner, either for those two to build some kind of relationship to, and either he's guiding that player or the player's guiding him. He needs what happened for John Stones with Ruben Diaz. That's what Gabriel needs. Centre backs, I think we should consider. First name, Malik Thiaw, 19 years old, signed to 2024 at FC Schalke. Just got relegated. Second season of asking for this guy. Actually, three players. It's going to be the second season asking for us to have a look at them. First name, first out of the three is Marcos Senesi. He plays for Feyenoord. He's 24 years old. He signed there till 2023. Absolute beast of a defender. Solid guy. Next up, Axel Diassi. He just signed to AS Monaco. He signed there to 2025. He's 23 years old. Again, a really, really good talent. Second season in a row I've been asking for him. Third player out of that three that I was talking about, this is the second season of me asking for us to have a look at them, is Nikola Milinkovic. Jeez. Nikola Milinkovic, 23 years old, signed at Fiorentina until 2022. We should swoop in, pick up this kid. Third season asking for him. I just don't know. There's a thing that he can't do. I think he's solid. He's probably going to end up leaving and going to a bigger club. We should be swooping in. Fiorentina, they have their issues. These are the things we're going to have to start doing. This is kind of what I was talking about before, what I think Arteta should be doing and how I think he should be moving. No more talking to Barcelona for Umtiti. I don't just go to Fiorentina, pick this guy up, and he's going to stay for a certain while. He will move on, of course, but he will be happy to play for Arsenal from leaving Fiorentina. Next player, centre-back, Luis Felipe, 23 years old, Brazilian player, playing for Lazio, contracted it to 2022. Could make a good, nice Brazilian partnership for Gabriel. He's worth a look. I think hasn't had the best of season this season. Hasn't played too many games, but I think he's played just over half the season. But he's definitely a talent at 23. 23, and I think is you never know, he might have a nice little Brazilian powerhouse centre-back pairing if we go for him. Next up, Nico Elvedi at Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's 23-year-old, signed till 2022. Notice the ages of the players I'm going for. All pretty much under 26, 25. Next up, Marvin Friedrich has a really good season at Union Berlin. 25-year-old German. Signed up to 2022 again. So it's worth going to Berlin and having a little word with them about this player. They're not gonna have too much wiggle room until he re-signs a contract. I'm not sure he will. And the last centre back I think we should worthy of having a look at is Mavens Lacroix. He plays for VfL Wolfsburg. He's 21 years old. I think he signed till 2023. And that's my centre backs for you. That's done. I'm gonna come back with the midfield. Welcome to the midfield. Right now we have Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, Mohamed Elneny, Joe Willock, Ainsley Maitland-Niles coming back off loan, Joe Willock coming back off loan, Matteo Guendouzi coming back off loan. Ceballos, he's gonna go. No more Ceballos. I'm okay. Ceballos, cool, safe, Danny. I won't say he's a shit player because he's obviously not. I just don't think he's for us, and I hope he doesn't get another loan. I just hope that this is it now. We're done. I'm not too keen on the loans. I want us to start thinking of getting players that we're going to lock down for at least 3 years. At least we're going to get a certain kind of service from them. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm not keen on us loaning Odegaard. I think it's either we try to buy him or just leave it. I mean, he is super talented, and some will say it's silly not to have that talent, but I think we need to start building our identity at the club. And I think for such a pivotal position, it shouldn't be someone who's on loan. We need a creator, but we need a creator who we all know is staying, and we can build a team around. And for that reason, I wouldn't want to loan him back. I would want to buy him, but we cannot afford him. If there's any way that we can buy him, then I'll say do it, provided it's not stupid money, because it's just no point in doing it. It might kill us in the end. We shouldn't be making those kind of moves. So because of that, and what I was saying earlier about telling Arteta not to do these crazy buys, I think we just need to just say, hey man, best of luck at your real career, and say goodbye to Odegaard. Elneny, it's good to have a squad player. He signed to 2022. If we can get some money from him, that's cool. But if I found that Elneny was riding out his contract, I'll be alright. I think he's good for the dressing room. I think when asked upon, he tries his best. I think they might as well keep him. He's 28 years old. It'd be really hard to sell him. I think if someone comes in with a crazy offer, that's alright. But I'm not crazy Elneny out gang. I'm not part of that. Joe Willock, good loan, welcome back. There's homegrown rules. It's gonna be tight. I think we should hold on to Joe Willock. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I think he's part of the DNA. Him and like Joe Willock, Reece Nelson, and ESR Saka. They're the kids that came through. I mean, we can't keep all of them. So, but we have this homegrown rule. So, I think I would let Niles go if it was a decent offer. Signed to 2023. But again, because of the homegrown, if I heard that he was hanging around, I won't kick up too much of a fuss. I don't think he'll be starting. I think he will just come in and fill in wherever he can. But Guendouzi signed to 2022, so now this is the only chance. I think we cannot let him ride it out. Whatever we make on him is a bonus compared to how much we bought him for from Lorient. So definitely we should be selling him. And I'm going to say also, of course, Torreira, if we can, he signed to 2023, so maybe we can use him as part of a deal. If he wants to go back to Barca, that's fine. But maybe let's see what they have that we can get in return. Or let's just see how much money they have if they really want him like that, because I'm sure he's getting decent wage at Arsenal, and they might not be able to meet his wage demands. But I wished it worked, but I think him and Partey could make a good partnership. But if he wants to go, then it's all about the offers coming in, and I'll listen to it if I was Arsenal. Granit Xhaka, I think also, I have a big appreciation for him. He gives his best wherever he's asked to play, whenever. Fans, they like to ride on him as well, but I don't know. I think he's been one of our better performers, and if he hadn't done what he has done, we would have been in a worse situation, similar to Leno. But I think going forward, I don't think he's part of the future at all. So if we can get something, because of his contract is at 2023 and he's 28, now is the time. So for those reasons, I think we should try to put him out in the window, see what we can get from him. Again, if we can do kind of situations where he goes back to Mönchengladbach, but we get Elvedi and some change, or we put some money on top and get Elvedi, like we should be using them for make weight moves if possible. In terms of players I'd like to see come in, Toon Koopmeiners at AZ Alkmaar, 23 years old. Again, 23, 24 is what I'm looking at. Signed to 2023. I think we will have no problem trying to sign him. I hope he has a very quiet Euros if he's got picked for the Dutch squad. I just hope he has a very quiet one, because I don't want his price to just balloon. But solid player. I think him and Partey can make a dynamite duo in the midfield. Next up, we won't get him, but Aurelien Tchouameni at AS Monaco, 21 years old, signed till 2024. We won't, but it will be good. You never know. You ask. You have to ask, I think Renato Sanchez is worth a look as well at Lille. I know a lot of people remember him from Swansea and just laugh, but I think he's had some hard times. I think he's a solid player, and what he's done last season is superb. And I think people are starting to see a little bit more of what he can actually offer. Everybody has a bad loan sometimes. Sometimes you go to a place, it doesn't work out. I think anyone looking at Renato Sanchez now and would still have the thoughts of what happened at Swansea and not think he's a prospect now at 23 years old is just crazy. Eric Pulgar, someone I wanted last season. He's an honourable mention. 27 years old though. Signed to 2023 at Fiorentina. So, he's asked me last season. This season I'm not too fussed, but he's worth a look. Boubacar Kamara, I wanted him last season as a defender. He's now moved to be a defensive midfielder, and he's doing a great job at Marseille. He's 21 years old, French kid, signed to 2022. He can cover back. He can cover both positions, defensive midfield and centre back. I think he's worth a look in. I think he could even play right back. A player I really, really like, and I think will be easy for us to get, and I hope we have a look at. I think he has a prospect to be a really good career. Abdou Houari plays for Sparta Rotterdam, 23 years old, 22 signed to 2022 at Sparta Rotterdam. Maybe I'm being a bit pompous, but I really think Arsenal going to Sparta Rotterdam, one of their players whose contract runs out next year, I think we'll be okay. I think we can get a deal done. If that new guy, Garlett, can't get that deal sorted out, or Edu can't get that deal sorted out, and I think that kid with Guendouzi going out is a perfect replacement. I think he's another player that could be one of our solid ball winners. I would rather us go for him than go for and spend. We'll probably get him on a really, really good deal. I know a lot of people want Bissouma, but that's going to be ridiculous amount of money for that guy. And Brighton are not going to sell him for cheap. They know what he can do. I think Haruri will be a good option. But Team Koopmeiners is probably be my main one. Him and Haruri I'll go for, because I don't think we'll get Aurelien Tchouameni, and I don't think we'll get Renato Sanchez. It's worth a look though. The contracts are almost over, especially Renato Sanchez. It's worth a look. So that's me for more centre mids and defensive mids. Let's go into more centre mids and attacking mids kind of style as well. Florian Neuhaus from Borussia Mönchengladbach. I know some of you are like, Sean, it will never happen. He's destined for Bayern Munich, yes, but he's not there yet, so why not? Why not take a chance? Another player by Borussia Mönchengladbach that I like, and you never know, trying to shift Xhaka that way and maybe get something done. Really good playmaker, a deep line, attacking, and also attacking midfielder. He's 24 years old, signed there till 2024. Definitely worth a look. The next player, I just think I would just love us to get. And shout out to, I think it was Kieran in the FFS who put me on to him. Gaetano Castrovilli, 24 years old, signed to 2024 at Fiorentina. I would make him our next, he's an 8 and a 10 also, and he plays defensive mid, but I would make him our next. I would say forget Odegaard and trying to get this guy. And just watch what he does with Partey, but just get them somewhere else to have that kind of double pivot, the three in the midfield. It will be Castrovilli, Partey, and get someone else in there. And if we can get say Castrovilli and Koopmeiners and have Partey, I think we'll have one of the best midfields in the league. And I think it's just a matter of them clicking on Arteta, letting them do what they do. Also, Emil Smith-Rowe, that'd be something for him to compete with, because I see Emil Smith-Rowe as more of a number 10 than a winger. But we have Emil Smith-Rowe, we have Nicolas Pepe, Willian, get the fuck out of my club, Reece Nelson, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli. Of course, Martinelli. Of course, we have to keep Saka. We'll keep Reece Nelson. I think we should just ask who wants what. He's 21 years old, signed till 2023, but I don't know who would want him. Again, if we have to hold on to him because we need homegrown players, we might have to do that. But Willian signed to 2023 on big wages, 32 years old. That's the type of player we have to get out, and that's one of the players I'm looking at. I don't want to be like, oh, maybe next season might be his season, he might be improved. No, if Arteta doesn't do like what he did with, like Kolasinac or Ozil or Mustafi, he has to show me something and move Willian on. He has to. For the sake of the squad, he needs to move that guy on. Those are all attacking midfielders and wingers, wing forwards. Looking at people I would like to have in. This is the second season I'm asking. I think is a cheap option that would work. Milot Rachia, butchering his name right now. 24-year-old, plays for Werder Bremen, who just got relegated. Signed till 2022. Left wing forward. Very simple. On the right, looking at Ismail Assar, had a really good season at Watford. Really talented player. I thought we should have gone for him instead of, before he went to Watford, but we didn't. He signed till 2024, 23-year-old. I don't think Watford could command so much for him, but it's a Premiership club, send it to a Premiership club. So that's always going to be some money, but I think he's worth having a look. I think the right wing is where I think we have an option to bring someone in to compete with Pepe, and even at times replace Pepe, or when he's not in good form. The left, I prefer Saka on the left, and we have Martinelli there. I think we're cool for the left. We have Saka there, we have Martinelli there. Even Emil Smith-Rowe operates on there sometimes. It's the right we need a little bit more strength in, even though we have Pepe and Saka, but I really want next season to be about giving Saka his best minutes and Emil Smith-Rowe his best minutes and Martinelli his best minutes, meaning not overstretching them. They are a future, so I think we should tie them down with the contracts, but we should be still integrating them instead of just trying to bank on them as starters. I just really think they need, if whoever's in form plays, but it's sometimes like bring them off and bring on these extra guys and give them a chance and help, push them on. So I wouldn't mind seeing someone like Ismail Assar with Pepe, pushing. Pepe's 26, Ismail Assar is 23. Another player, because I don't think we will look at Ismail Assar, and I don't think we'll get him because of the price, but someone who may be a cheaper option, and I think a player who could play on the right wing, left wing, and attacking mid as a 10. Second season asking for this kid, Calvin Stengs at AZ Alkmaar, 22 years old, signed to 2023. You go to AZ Alkmaar, get the deal done. It's not a problem. This is not a problem. This kid with his strength, his pace, right foot, left foot, his passing, his distribution, his shots on goal, like his finishing ability, he's one to look forward to, and I hope that we go get him. So out of that three, I mean, Miller is more like left, so maybe he's worth having a look at, but I think Saka and Martinelli got that covered. Calvin Stengs and Ismail Assar for the right, I will consider, and I will consider Stengs as a number 10 also. Forwards wise, take a sip for this one. Start with Eddie Nketiah, aka Ketty1. Signed to 2022. Let's see what we can get from him. I feel sorry for him. I don't think he's done too much wrong, but let's see how much money we can get from him. Lacazette and Aubameyang. I think with Lacazette about to run down his contract, this is the last summer we can sell him. Listen, we are in a very, very tough situation where we finish in the season. So honestly, I'm not trying to let go of any goals. Aubameyang slowed up on his goals this year, and Lacazette came through and delivered. We have a long fight to try to get back to a respectable position in the league. I'm not letting Lacazette go for nothing. I know we're supposed to be trying to make a profit, and letting players run down our contracts isn't the things we should be doing. But let's think about it this way. He's already proven in the league. He's got 1 year left. Just let him score whatever goals he can score. He's already got over 50 in his Premier League career. Let him keep scoring and helping us out. He doesn't seem to have a problem coming off the bench. Let this one ride out their contract. That's what I'm saying. Aubameyang, if we can get some money for him, that's a whole different issue. But imagine you selling Aubameyang. What are you trying to sign? You're going to try to sign a guy, a top goal scorer that can get you around, 20 to 25 goals a season? Well, that's already Aubameyang. So I would rather we cannot. I would love to know people's ideas of who they want to sign. This Edward guy from Celtic, is going to have to come and have to adjust to the league. And listen, Aubameyang's already banged up this league. We keep him, but we don't have him coming off the left and all this madness. Let's just surround him with some proper ballers so he can just focus on what he has to do, score goals, and definitely take that captain's armband off him. Take it off him. It's like when Henry had it. It's just let him worry about scoring goals. And if he's not scoring goals, we'll bring on Lacazette. Get rid of Nketiah, and we have Balogun there. I don't want to sign a striker. I want us to just move Nketiah on, bring Balogun in, and tell Aubameyang, okay, we've got Coop Miners, we've got Sosa, we leveled up now. You just worry about scoring goals. You got Saka, Martinelli, you got all these people trying to score goals as well. We need definitely more goals from midfield and from our wings. You got Pepe. I think this season I hope he takes another step forward. He's been improving. I think everyone can see that. And yeah, Lacazette, have one more last season on us, man. And if there's a chance that that Arteta could have Lacazette and Aubameyang playing together up top, that'd be great. I think that works really well, but we have to find a way to facilitate that. But yeah, that's it for me. Last little thing I have is what the squad could look like. Give or take, of course, we have homegrown, right? So it could be Stefan Moreno in goal. Runarsson is back up. Right back, have Denzel Dumfries starting with Cedric as backup. Left back, Kieran Tierney competing with Borna Sosa, or for instance Kieran Tierney and Fatou Mouassa as backup. Centre backs, you have William Saliba, Gabriel Holden, Marcus Senesi, Callum Chambers, homegrown. The midfield, Thomas Partey, Tune Coop Miners, Abdou Houari, Gaetano Castrovilli, Joe Willock, Emile Smith-Rowe, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Nicholas Pepe, Calvin Stengs, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and up front, Pierre Aubameyang, Alexander Lacazette, and Florian Balogun. Already, I think that squad looks deep, has 2 players for each position, a difference of players, enough options. And yeah, it fits the formations that Arteta likes to play. He's got a wealth of players there to do different variants of the 4-4-3 even if he wants to play 3 at the back. Gabriel, Saliba, Senesi at the back. They're solid enough. So yeah, that's it for me. I need to go work now. And thank you again, everyone, for the season. And I'll see you when I see you. Take care.